Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very things that come to us. One should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of God and God, unto Narayana, the Supreme Being, unto Murti Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Sri Vyasadeva. By regular attendance in classes of Bhagavatam, by rendering service, all their troubles unto the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise presents the transcosmic songs is established as a miracle.
Hare Krishna, good morning. Starting a brand new chapter today. Pardon my voice. It's not good, but we're managing. Taking remedies and whatnot, so they stay alert, load up and see, and all that. According to chapter 21.
Oh. Rushing.
So we're back to the original conversation. Remember? Conversation between Vidura and Maitreya, where, as yesterday, we were recapping. Vidura wanted to hear more or everything about creation. Usually it's a boring subject matter, because within the creation, there's many things that are devotee and Krishna related. Vidura is like really eager to hear more and more in detail about. And you see those sections in Bhagavatam, just list of names. You skip on those? I used to skip on those, but then as you zoom in, you see like, wow, these are like real people with real devotional qualities. These are great devotees. So here, in this chapter, without going more into the length of those babushka conversations, within the conversations, like nested, as Bhagavatam is nested, we're going to just look at this wonderful chapter between Manu and Kardama. Manu, who will be a father-in-law, giving his daughter, Devahuti, to a great yogi, Kardama. So we'll see how that unfolds. We're still in the dawn of creation. The universe is just getting populated. So we'll take turns. Vidura said, the line of Svayambhuva Manu was most esteemed. O worshipable sage, I beg you. See how eager he is? I beg you, please tell me. He's not skipping a beat. He's not just going over the names. See, I beg you, give me a account of this race whose progeny multiplied through sexual intercourse. There's a funny story of Prabhupada when he was visiting a house of a life member in Mumbai early on. So a life member came and said, oh, Hare Krishna Swamiji, after the program, this is my wife, and these are my children, and they have children, these are my grandchildren. And that whole family was presented like that to Prabhupada, which was nice. But Prabhupada, later on, as they left the house, he said, he was showing me, this is my sex life. he was trying to impress me. This is my sex life. This here, it's not like that because that great devotees. Of course, we don't know what kind of devotees with those people in Mumbai, the life members, but there's a caution of distinguishing between things that are very strongly anchored in Krishna and things that are somewhat anchored or very loosely anchored in Krishna. So love and lust, they are very distinct. Or as another story goes, also in Mumbai, a big industrialist, I think it was glassmaker. He said, Prabhupada was talking about, giving the fruits of your hard work to Krishna. As you earn, you should give it to Krishna. He was preaching to him. And it was a big industrial. And he said, and if people don't do that, they are considered thief. Because it doesn't belong to you. Krishna is the supreme proprietor. So Prabhupada was doing a transcendental repossessioning. One-on-one, the repo. Repo one-on-one. And then, but this industrial, he said, but Prabhupada, I give a donation every month. And Prabhupada said, then you're small thief. He didn't get him off the hook that easy. Everything belongs to Krishna. So as we see it like that, then that display of sex life becomes something else. It becomes service to Krishna. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this beautiful poetry. Manasa deha yokichu more. My mind, my life air, my family, my home, everything is yours. It's not mine. So I'm just a custodian. This is the right consciousness. We're just the caretakers. If you see it that way, then everything around us will change. As we change the way we see things, things that we see, they change. Krishna consciousness. So, go ahead next door and then we'll take turns.
The two great sons of Swayambhuva, Manu, Priyavrata and Uttanapada, ruled the world consisting of 7 islands just according to religious principles.
O holy Brahmana, O sinless one, you have spoken of his daughter, known by the name Devahuti, as the wife of the sage Kardama, the lord of created beings.
How many offspring did that great yogi beget through the princess, who was endowed with eightfold perfection in the yoga, yoga principles? Pray tell me this, for I am eager to hear it.
Pray tell me this. Is that? I never heard that.
Yeah.
It's old. Pray tell me this. Okay.
O holy sage, tell me how the worshipful Ruchi and Daksha, the son of Brahma, generated children after securing as their wives the other 2 daughters of Swayambhuva Manu.
So Swayambhuva Manu had 5 children. He was a great soul. Swayambhuva Manu was one of the Mahajanas. He's a great husband, great father, very exemplary husband, father, even a grandfather. But later on, you'll see great grandsons he had, of which Dhruva is one of them. And Kapila is coming up. He's a great, Manu was a great soul. And he also had, as father, he had 3 daughters, and as we hear here, Priyavrata and 2 sons, Priyavrata and we just read it. You guys awake? 2 sons. Uttanapada. Yeah. So, see, it's getting into it. Guys, pay attention, guys. It's getting, he had 5 children, 2 sons, put in a pot and pray bread. Then 3 daughters, of which one of them, Devahuti, will come together with cardamom. And then the other 2 married Ruchi, who was, remember in early on when Brahma was creating things, he created nations and he created, because he felt bad, he created 4 Kumaras. He created Vedas with 4 of his heads, he created Vedas too, 4 Vedas. But he also created 10 sages. One of those sages was Ruchi, who married, I believe, either Akuti or Prasuti. So Prasuti was Prasuti married to Daksha. Anyway, so one daughter married to Daksha, Prasuti, and the other Akuti to Ruchi, one of the 10 sages. Okay.
The great sage Maitreya replied, commanded by Lord Brahma to get children in the worlds, the worshipful Kardamamuni practiced penance on the bank of the river Saraswati for a period of 10,000 years. I have a question, comment. Is now time?
Say it again.
I have a kind of question, comment thing.
Might as well. You are, after all, your Gopalji.
It gives the impression that they procreate every species of life. I took a world religions course one time, and said Japanese actually incarnated every species, and that's how they populated the universe. But I don't think that's in the Bhagavatam anymore. You know, so these women, were they human and gave birth to animals and trees and stuff? Or what? You know, I don't think it's in the Bhagavatam anymore.
You know, there'll be a good question to be asked next time you see a BI staff. Huh? Oh, then no. Anyway, yeah. I heard, yeah, that's how they did it. They were powerful entities giving birth to everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing it in Congo. Or where would that be?
That woman get birth to horses and snakes and stuff. The Japanese incarnating every species of life.
It's a detail that
Yeah.
let me know when you find out. And vice versa. I'll try to inquire. Who's next?
During the period of penance, the sage Gandharva, by worship through devotional service and trance, propitiated the personality of Godhead, who is the quick bestower of all blessings upon those who please him for protection.
There's that word again, propitiated. Appreciate. What does that mean? To please, right? Yeah, please. To please, appreciate. And that's our verse for today, by the way. So we'll have a few more and then we'll go back to that one.
In the Satya Yuga,
Just try to project your voice. Loud.
Then in the Satya Yuga, the lotus-eyed supreme personality of Godhead, being pleased, showed himself to that Kardama Muni and displayed his transcendental form, which can be understood only through the Vedas.
So, Kardama, a great yogi, performs austerities for how long?
10,000 years.
10,000 years. You can imagine how you look like after that.
Yeah.
Externally, very questionable, but internally, and even externally, you could see that although it might be looking rough, very effulgent. So much so that Krishna came on Garuda. Krishna appeared It happens, guys. It happens when you perform austerities. It doesn't come cheap.
Like that gender.
Nothing comes cheap, right? Nothing. Why would Krishna cheapen himself? What happens when things are taken cheaply? Huh?
They are not valued.
Yeah, no value. If Krishna showed up right through that door, like, was it Bridget just showed up? Yeah, Bridget just walked in. Imagine Krishna walking in. We'll be like, what's up? Yeah, he said it was faint. He has some devotion in his heart.
Why you doing, bro?
Yeah,
I don't want to touch his feet.
that's the thing. The reason why Krishna is not walking through that door because we're not sufficiently valuing things that are already given. As simple as that. You want more mercy? It's right there in front of you. Once you're able to handle properly, with proper care, then Krishna will add more. Naturally. So much so that one, there'll come a time when he give himself. And for that, pure heart of bhakti is requirement. And that's why Krishna doesn't give bhakti so easy, so cheaply. Why? Because why Krishna doesn't give bhakti so easy, so cheap? Why Krishna wants us to purify? I gave it a hint.
Because Bhakti controls Krishna and we have exploitative tendencies in our heart that God is not going to let himself.
Imagine that power to control God. And imagine that combination of absolute power with corrupt heart. That's like pandemonium. That's unimaginable hell. No, that is hell. Some say hell is the place where all of your desires are fulfilled. in a state of uncontrolled mind, they'll suffice the definition. Okay. Well, going more into that, I'm just recapping what's happening. This is the crux of this section. Kardama's austerities and the appearance of the Lord. Beautiful description of Krishna's amazing, majestic. Ta-da! 12. A few more.
Kardama Muni saw that the Supreme Personality of God was free from material contamination, and his eternal form, effulgent like the sun, wearing a garment of white lotuses and water lilies. The Lord was clad in spotless yellow silk, and his lotus face was fringed with slick dark locks of curly hair.
It's a nice meditation. It continues. So, guys, let's read that one more time. We're giving a glimpse into what he saw. This is your cheat sheet. You don't have to go in like heavy duty austerities for 10,000 years. Just pay attention to like 2 verses about it. Guys, this is like really good deal. This is good deal here. He saw what? Somebody with more dramatic voice.
The Supreme Personality of God.
The Supreme.
No.
Yes.
The whole verse.
Oh, Alex, you got it.
Kardama Muni saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is free from material contamination in his eternal form, effulgent like the sun.
All that. Effulgent like a sun. Imagine. He's coming down, probably on his carrier, Garuda. He's effulgent like a sun. Okay? What is he wearing?
Wearing a garland of white lotuses and water lilies, the Lord was clad in spotless yellow silk, and his lotus face was fringed with slick, dark locks of curly hair.
So he's in this yellow garment, and he's spotless,
Spotless
yellow silk.
Silk.
Yeah, it's spotless means there was no spillovers of sabji and chickpea, Monday chickpea. It was spotless. It was super and then his lotus face was fringed. What does it mean fringed? It just had looks like this. It's like almost like framed. It was framed. It's like slick, dark locks of curly hair. Krishna's hair is dark, like dark of a raven. You know, ravens. They're black, but if you take a closer look, it is like glitters of. Bridget is nodding. Yeah, purple, bluish. It's a spectrum. It's a dark. It's black. It's like a spectrum of the meta, Facebook meta. Purplish to pinkish. That's the best reference I could find. The Krishna's curly, slick, dark locks that are dark with meta spectrum of colors. Yes. Yes, and how can we forget 2 garlands of water lilies and white lotuses? Okay, so you got that in your mind? This is our first cheat sheet. So we're gonna move. And you can do that. You can invite Krishna in this way, in your heart. And we are doing that right now. Go ahead,
Adorned with the crown and earrings.
The other voice is.
just make it like count.
Oh.
Make it count.
Adorned with the crown and earrings, he held his characteristic conch, disc, and mace, and in 3 of his hands, and a white lily in the 4th. He glanced about in a happy, smiling mood, whose sight captivates the hearts of all devotees.
And the best of all, he was happy. He was smiling. Now, usually we think of God as
The wrath,
the thunder giving, judging,
fire, brimstone.
repent. Repent. Well, I just did it for 10,000 years. What else do you want? He was smiling. He was happy. Smiling mood. And it was captivating the hearts of all the devotees. Okay, thank you. Is there more cheat sheets? Yes, there's more. Keep going.
A golden streak on his chest, the famous Kastuba gem suspended from his neck. He stood in the air with his lotus feet placed on the shoulders of Garuda.
He's riding Garuda.
Standing up.
What's that reference? Oh, guys, what's that reference? It's coming up in December.
Oh.
Yeah, they're riding dragons, which is kind of close enough. Garuda is can be like a dragon. He's ferocious. Not a vegetarian, I'll tell you that. Garuda is pure devotee, but it's not a vegetarian.
What's golden streak on his chest?
Golden streak.
Like it's shining, like everything about him is effulgent. So imagine that you think the sun, every time I see the pictures of Krishna, remember with Chitraketu, and he's coming in on Garuda, and Chitraketu's looking in the sky, you can see rays around him and everything's glowing. So
I think it actually refers to the hair that he has. I forgot how it's called.
Shibatsa.
Yeah, Shibatsa.
Shibatsa. There's a little, I hear it's like a gray, but here it says a golden streak.
Yeah, it's usually described as white, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Doesn't it? It's like bright, right?
Yeah, it doesn't say here, but in other descriptions, green, greenish like emeralds.
Yes, and
The
then yes,
nipples.
it's super chin, so I mean, it's just super fulgent.
So, but in regards to the golden streak, sometimes actually did the one. It's not paintings, like a infographic produced to just a blue background with a little swirl of white. And that was Vishnu's chest. If you, yeah, it represents, yeah, correct. It represents Lakshmi. It's never separated from the Lord. She's always present. The nearest thing to his heart, Lakshmi Ji, Lakshmi Narayan. Okay, so sometimes it's described as golden, sometimes as whitish, but it's nevertheless it's the streak of hair. Well, we'll call it hair, but again, it's something more beautiful than.
Way more beautiful.
Okay, the final. That's somebody else. The final. Hari is eager. Hari, go ahead.
Hari, oh,
He's eager to the final verse for this section.
When Kardama Muni actually realized the Supreme Personality of Godhead in person, he was greatly satisfied because his transcendental desire was fulfilled. He fell on the ground with his head bowed to offer obeisances onto the lotus feet of the Lord, his heart naturally full of love of God. With folded hands, he satisfied prayers.
What comes the prayers, but we're going to go back to verse 7. Tata samadhi yuktena.
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 Kriya yogena kartama.
Kriya yogina kardama.
Kriya yogena kartama.
Kriya yogina kardama. Kriya yogina kardama.
Samprat pede harim bhaktya.
Samprapede harim bhaktya.
Samprat pede harim bhaktya.
Samprapede harim bhaktya.
Samprat pede harim bhaktya.
Samprapede harim bhaktya.
Prapana vardashusham.
Prapana
Varadashusham. Prapana varadashusham.
Prapana varadashusham.
Prapana varadashusham.
Prapana varadashusham.
Tata samadhi yuktena.
Tata samadhi yuktena.
Kriya yogena kardama.
Kriya yogina kardama.
Samprapede harim bhaktya.
Samprapede harim bhaktya.
Prapana varadashusham.
Prapana varadashusham. Tata samadhi yuktena.
Tata samadhi yuktena.
Kriya yogina kardanama.
Kriya yogena kardama.
Samprapade harim bhaktya.
Samprapede harim bhaktya.
Prapana varashucham.
Prapana varadashusham.
Tata samadhi yuktena.
Tata samadhi yuktena.
Kriya yogina kardama. Samprapede harim bhaktya. Prapana varadashucham.
Tata samadhi yuktena.
Tata samadhi yuktena. Kriya yogina kardama.
Harim Bhakta.
Samprapede harim bhaktya.
Prapana varadashusham.
Prapana varadashucham.
Okay, word by word, together. Tata, then in that penance, samadhi yukena in trance, kriya yogena bhakti yoga worship, Kardama, the sage Kardama, Samprapede, serve, Harim, the personality of Godhead, Bhakya, in devotional service, Prapana, to the surrendered souls, Kavi. Oh, he can do it. It doesn't take two. There you go. All right. During that period of penance, the sage Kardama of worship through devotional service and trance propitiated the personality of Godhead, who is quick bestower of all blessings upon those who flee to him for protection. It's a beautiful verse. And then purport.
The significance of meditation is described here. Kardama Muni practiced mystic yoga and meditation for 10,000 years just to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. Therefore, whether one practices yoga or speculates and does research to find God, one's efforts must be mixed with the process of devotion. Without devotion, nothing can be perfect. The target of perfection and realization is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly said that one who constantly engages in Krishna consciousness is the topmost yogi. The personality of Godhead, Hari, also fulfills the desires of his surrendered devotees. One has to surrender onto the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, Hari or Krishna, in order to achieve real success. Devotional service or engagement in Krishna consciousness is the direct method, and all other methods, although recommended, are indirect. In this age of Kali, the direct method is especially more feasible than the indirect because people are short-living, their intelligence is poor, and they are poverty-stricken and embarrassed by so many miserable disturbances. Lord Chaitanya, therefore, has given the greatest boon in this age. One simply has to chant the holy name of God to attain perfection in spiritual life. The word samprapede, Hari, mean that in various ways Kardama will be satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, by his devotional service. Devotional service is also expressed by the word Kriya Yogena. Kardama Muni not only meditated, but also engaged in devotional service. To attain perfection in yoga practice or meditation, one must act in devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. Remembering is meditation also, but who is to be remembered? One should remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not only must one remember the Supreme Person, one must hear about the activities of the Lord and chant his glories. This information is in the authoritative scriptures. After engaging himself for 10,000 years in performing different types of devotional service, Kardama Muni attained the perfection of meditation. But that is not possible in this age of Kali, where it is very difficult to live for as much as 100 years. At the present moment, who will be successful in the rigid performance of the many yoga rules and regulations? Moreover, perfection is attained only by those who are surrendered souls. Where there is no mention of the personality of Godhead, where is their surrender? And where there is no meditation upon the personality of Godhead, where is their yoga practice? Unfortunately, people in this age, especially persons who are of a demonic nature, want to be cheated. Thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead sends great cheaters who mislead them in the name of yoga and render their lives useless and doomed. In Bhagavad Gita, it is therefore clearly stated in the 16th chapter, verse 17, that rascals of self-made authority being puffed up by illegally collected money perform yoga without following the authoritative books. They're very proud of the money they have plundered from innocent persons who want to be cheated.
Swami is heavy.
Snap. Drop the bomb on him.
Swami is heavy. Calling out. It's calling out. But in the same time, how merciful that we are reflecting on this purport in this age of Kali. No need for heavy tapasya, 10,000 years. We can simply immerse ourselves in something that is joyfully performed. It's Susukam, Kartum Avyayam. This devotional service is nothing but fun, right? You chant the mantra, the sweet mantra. It brings about relief of mental agonies, relief of all those things the material nature has imposed on us. Krishna, as our best friend, takes on the menial service of a sweeper. He takes the broom and sweeps our consciousness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. From the, what is the sweeping? From all the dust that's been accumulated for years. So this is the prescribed method. Kali Kala Nama Rupa Krishna Avatar. He has come in the form of his name. Nam Nama Kali Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. I've invested all of my potencies in the name. They're all there. And they're not even hard and fast rule for chanting. Like Krishna and Govinda. But there's a limitation again. But I'm so unfortunate that I'd rather choose heavy austerities for 10,000 years, not take on this beautiful process. But same person, Mahaprabhu, gives a clue. How can we become attached to this wonderful process and chant at all times? Kirtaniya Sadhari. What is the formula? In each next verse, he gives the formula of a question that arises in the previous one. So Shastakam contains everything, and it solves the puzzle by the progression. So how do we become so much attached that we'll be able to chant at all times, Kirtaniya Sadhari? What is mentioned in the next verse? More humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, ready to offer all respects to others, not expecting any in return. That's a state of mind. In such a state of mind, Krishna will manifest in a sweet form and will become so attached to it that we'll be chanting at all times. Kirtaniya Sadhari. Tell us more.
Well, I had a verse written down when I was like going over it in my room. It's from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 47. Yoginam api sarvasam madgatanakter atmana shradhavam bhajate yomam sami yuktatomata. And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga in the highest. And of all, that is my opinion. I always say to them, like, remember I said an opinion from Krishna. Is it an opinion or is it fact?
He's so humble.
Right. This is just my opinion. It's God saying this is my opinion. Like he who with great faith who abides in me, I ain't gonna lie, there was times that like, and for personally, that all I had was japa. I couldn't like do kirtan because I tried a few times. People looking at me weird, so I was like, okay, this is not the environment to do kirtan. So the chanting of the holy names is he's directly personified. He said that that's his manifestation in Kali Yuga, right? That's what Chaitanya said. So it's like when I chant japa, I always felt like he was right there, like just sitting on the end of my bunk, like You know what I mean? Or Prabhupada sitting in the room
With his, on top of bunk, he was just like one of those.
Yeah, like hanging his feet. Hanging his feet.
Anyway,
You can like directly perceive him. You know, like that's what Prabhupada said, is that they were like, oh, I can't see God. I can't see. It's not that you can't. It's not can you see God? You have the eyes to see God. The more you chant, the more you have the eyes. You know, you can see beyond this, you know, the touch, what you can see, what you can feel. You know, Krishna's there. No, he's like there, like not like I don't know how to explain it. His form, he's there. We just can't perceive it because that's a science. That's a BI statement. I'm not gonna go that deep, but you know. And then I wrote in my notes. It's from the Brahma Samhita. Venu Kavantam Aravinda Dasyam. I worship Govinda, the primordial Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes. Here's the what do you call it? You make me do the voice, the cheat sheet. Yeah, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock feathers, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming of millions of cupids. You can't get that nowhere else but Shastra. Like, try to get that from a non-devotee. I was on YouTube the other night, and there was this dude from another faith. He was trying to talk about Bhagwan, and it was just like, like you didn't hit it. You're not hitting, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you have to go to Shastra. Shastra's authoritative.
okay. Any comments or questions on this wonderful subject matter of austerities, purification, and Krishna's reciprocation?
Queen Kunti.
Yes.
Oh.
Hare Krishna.
When I read the report with you guys, I thought it was really nice how, and not just the report, actually, the verse too, like how he performed austerities for 10,000 years. And if you know the story, what happens afterwards is that he prays for a suitable wife. And then Vivahuti, who's like this most like qualified lady, comes and they have a very spiritual relationship. And I was just thinking about our time in the ashram, because some of us, probably most of us, would want to move into grihastha at some point. But when you're in the ashram and you're like really absorbed into that, then you miss the point of the austerity part. And so it's like, especially like, I don't know for men, but like if we like think of, oh, I want a really good like spiritual partner, I want a really good partner, a really good match, like, you know, quality marriage, then what do we need to do to get that? You know, it's not just you wish for it and then you get it. That's not really how it works. If it's something of quality, then you give yourself to Krishna sincerely. And because Krishna loves you and he sees your sincerity for him, then he reciprocates with that out of love in a way that actually benefits your spiritual life. And that's what I see in the story of Kardama Muni. It was sincere devotion and prolonged devotion. He wasn't thinking the whole time, I don't think so, like, which girl will, you know? No, he was thinking of Krishna the whole time. And then Krishna was like, okay, I see you. And then he gave him something of great quality.
What is it? It's a reference also. I see you. Yeah, she knows.
The avatar.
I see you. I see you. No. Of course not. You just notice. You just notice the beauty around you. Either you notice it or you don't. Well, thank you. That's such a nice golden nugget of the whole, which is coming, the whole exchange, and how Manu, a great father, will become a great father-in-law of such a great yogi, Kardama. Kardama means a mud, but something that mixes with matter. And Devahuti, let's not in any way, shape, or form downplay her as a princess. She was yogini, perfected all the cities. All Ashta cities were at her display. She was perfect yogini as well, although princess. And it was, by all means, a perfect match. The Kadama didn't sought after. It was, as pointed out, it was arranged by providence. His single focus was pleasing Krishna. And it's a great reminder to all of us, men and women. I dare I say, boys and girls. That when you look for Krishna, he arranges a perfect situation. When you look after Krishna and Krishna's attending to Krishna. That's what it is. When we attend to Krishna and Krishna's devotees, and we don't get distracted by anything. We don't get distracted by anything. Then Krishna would reciprocate accordingly. So Kunti point was, I appreciate that, I think it echoed. Don't be here and waste your time, because this is not a place for that. It's a place that is designed for, the orange dot on your forehead. which by the way, it's a yield sign. The red dot is stop. Don't even think about it. But orange dot is yield. Ladies first. Also, which also means don't even think about it. Be a gentleman. A lady and gentleman. Yes.
Social environment, maybe there's I was just thinking about the maturity that one has to kind of understand the depth of that experience. Because in the beginning, it's like so blissful and so, everything is just so stimulating.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of gets to that kind of maturity.
Facts. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It becomes like a white noise. Well, for that comment or question, you'll have to come tonight at 6. Because it's a great segue to what we are covering in our Bhagavad Gita Tuesday class, covering the Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma, which is the balancing act. So how do we do that? 6 p.m. Can you make it? Okay. All right, sorry. That's a cliffhanger. Is that what you say? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Rajganta Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Sitana Premanandi. Krishna Vada Doya Boy, Swapasaya, Ilobai, Sena Rita Krishna,